Morning, ladies and gentlemen of the media. Thank you once again for taking time out of your schedule and attending our daily press update. I'm Sharon Leah Sang, Director of Public Affairs, Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. To my left is Sergeant Wayne Maestar, Public Information Officer, who will bring you up to date on what has been receiving our attention for today, November 17th, 2011.
Thank you very much, Mr. Asang, and good morning to the members of the media once again. I will start off with news from the Port of Spain Division. Around 8 p.m. on Wednesday, 16th of November 2011, police officers attached to the Interagency Task Force were on mobile patrol at Block 8, Lavantil. And as a result of information received, they searched an electrical panel box on the compound of a water pumping station and found and seized 174 rounds of 7.62 millimeter ammunition wrapped in newspaper in a white plastic bag. No one was arrested. The exercise was spearheaded by Inspector Aguilar, and investigations are continuing. In the Eastern Division, on Wednesday, 16 November 2011, between the hours of 7 p.m. to 10:30 p.m., officers of the traffic unit of the San Grande Police Station conducted a road traffic exercise under the supervision of Acting Sergeant Sugdio. The following fixed penalty tickets were issued: 22 fixed penalty tickets for driving without identification lights, 3 for breach of traffic signs, 2 for driving with no certificate of insurance, 1 for unauthorized lights, and 1 for no tail light, and 1 for no seatbelt. In the Southwestern Division, at 2:50 p.m. on Wednesday, 16th November 2011, members of the Southwestern Division Task Force, under the direct supervision of Sergeant Granger and Corporal Solomon, went to Tituville, South Oropouche, acting on information received. On arrival, they observed a young man acting suspiciously, and upon searching him, they found a Jennings pistol with 6 rounds of ammunition. He was arrested and subsequently charged for the offenses of possession of a firearm and ammunition. This charge was preferred by Police Constable Hussein. And that is the end of our news briefing for this morning.
We'll open the floor for any questions you all may have.
Any update on the Chukwan at the Chase Village incident?
The ID parade is presently it's ongoing. An investigator should be appointed for that matter today.
Ongoing means as we speak, or in the process of being done?
As you speak.
How many victims came forward?
How many victims?
Yeah.
So far we have 3 to 4 victims. Actually, 4 victims in total. 1 came recently.
And they lost what exactly?
Well, information is yet to be ascertained, and that investigations are continuing pertaining to that.
But there are victims where you don't know what they lost.
Well, they came out and saying that they're victims, so we have to go through what they are indicating
what
was.
have they said that they lost?
Well, that is part of the investigation. How can we deliver that kind of information to the public?
But
it is robbery victims.
Yes.
because they said certain amount of cash and jewelry was found or allegedly found in the men's vehicle.
That's what the newspaper said.
Well, and they got that from the police officers.
Well, I don't know where they got that from.
So that's not true.
I didn't say that. You said that they said, and I corrected you. The newspaper said that. Where the newspaper
said that the police said.
Well, I wasn't there. I wasn't there in the conversation. We weren't there in the conversation, so we can't corroborate what they reported because we weren't there. Remember, this is the forum where the information is channeled through. So whoever gave them that information will have to corroborate that information.
Okay. Again, yesterday we see the collapse of 7 gang cases. Sergeant Meister, as a police officer, and I'm assuming here that you have read the anti-gang legislation or aware of the anti-gang legislation. Are you?
I wish not to comment on that anti-gang legislation at present.
You wish not to comment whether or not you are aware of the anti-gang legislation?
No, but you're asking Sergeant Meister to talk about his information regarding the anti-gang
No.
legislation.
I want to know if he knows about it before I can ask my follow-up.
Yes, I'm aware of it, but
have you? So you're aware of the legislation and the
Yes.
do's and don'ts. Just for clarity, how does a police officer identify a gang?
as I said before, I wish not to comment on that at this present time.
But
So
we
when-
can make available to you a copy of the legislation so you can determine what it is.
No, well, the members of the public have access to it. It's just the interpretation, and we are not lawyers nor police officers.
We are not lawyers either.
He's a police officer.
Some police
and he is aware of
officers,
the
some
anti-gang
police
legislation.
officers are lawyers, but you can't ask us here to interpret the law. I said this before, we've gone through this already. If you want an interpretation of the law, we will have to seek guidance from our legal department.
I understand that. But him being a police officer and him being aware of the law, he can identify from the law, not being a lawyer, what is a gang, a member of a gang. Just like him being a police officer can identify what is a petty thief and what is a murderer and what is a rapist just by looking at it, not by interpreting
As
the
I
law.
said before, the legislation is what needs to be sought in order to provide any description of the information which one is seeking on the legislation. You cannot expect us in front here to give you any kind of description. First of all, we don't have the legislation in front of us, and secondly, we are not lawyers. So therefore, we cannot give you any clarity. You have to seek the legislation. And since we're not lawyers and you're seeking clarity, I would recommend that we will seek our legal department to provide any clarity that you or the public would require on the anti-gang legislation.
Okay, fair enough for now. Back to you, Sergeant Meister. All the collapse of those cases have been placed at the feet of the police service. The police is responsible for apprehending, and it's their fault that all the cases have fallen. The DPP and other people have been saying this. As a police officer, how do you feel about this? That all these matters have been collapsing because of your colleagues?
I wish, as I said before, I wish not to comment on that particular issue. It's a very sensitive issue, and we wish not to comment on that at this present time.
In addition, the Commissioner of Police has already spoken extensively on this. Extensively
Yes, we have heard him
on
extensively on it.
on the matter in a number of various forms, a number of different forms. So I don't feel the need for us to go over this once again. Any further questions?
Well, just going back to the ID parade, the deceased bodies will be, the alleged victims will get a chance to also view the deceased person, the 3 deceased persons, in addition to the live persons in the ID parade.
I don't think they conduct ID parades with deceased persons in it. With a
I'm wondering how it works, or is it a photo of the deceased?
No, an ID parade, people resembling people and things like that go in a lineup or sort of something like that, and it's done. But I mean, I don't think you can put a dead person in an ID parade.
What we can say
I
now
don't
is
think
the
so.
persons who are in custody right now, they will be placed on ID parade.
Any idea when decisions will be made, like what the timeline is for a result for this? If, yay or nay, do we know when that will be done by?
It's difficult to say right now because of the amount of information that has been received and compiled. So I cannot give you an exact timeline, but
Based on the information that the police would have gathered so far concerning that incident, were the alleged bandits, did they wear masks? Did they have gloves? How were they dressed during the robbery?
Well, that information will be ascertained by the investigator.
So you haven't ascertained that as yet?
No, I'm not the investigator. The investigator will be the one who will conduct the inquiries into the matter.
What time this robbery occurred?
I have no idea.
And the place is well lit, I'm assuming.
I don't know the area very well.
Okay. You had some further follow-ups for us. For one of them being the PSC's letter sent to the Commissioner of Police. He
The
received
Commissioner
the
said he
letter.
received the letter and he has responded accordingly.
He has responded accordingly.
Don't forget I think you asked a question regarding Ian Allen.
Yes, the investigation.
Right, a team actually has been appointed to investigate whether there have been any breaches of the Sexual Offences Act. So a team has been.
Of how many?
Officers.
How many officers?
Might be 4 or 5. I'm not
From
too
which
certain.
unit?
I don't know. Do you want me to find that additional information out
Thank
for
you. And the lead investigator as well.
That I wouldn't be able to get you, but I could tell you from which unit.
Okay. And how soon can I get this information?
Well, I guess tomorrow. If you had asked me yesterday, we would have gotten it.
Well, I was assuming they would have walked with all of that ready for
No. Yeah. If you believe that all we do in the Public Affairs Unit is prepare for this public daily press briefing, you're sadly mistaken. Lots of other
there
work.
I was feeling special.
Lots of other work takes place within the unit. So this is just an additional responsibility that we have to do as well. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for taking time to come to our press briefing. We remind you it's Thursday. The weekend is close upon us. We ask that you communicate to your readers, your viewers, your listeners, the importance of obeying the speed laws. Not the speed law, but the traffic laws, and not to speed on the roadway. I think last week we had a number of persons losing their life as a result of fatal collisions. As I say every week, each collision can be prevented. It is within your power to ensure your safety, the safety of your children, your loved ones, and to not speed on the road and not drink and drive. If you need to drink, stay home. If you need to drink, don't drive. Give someone else the key, but still enjoy yourself if you need to. But try and don't drink and drive.
There's one other follow-up that you have first. Sorry, it's really the stats from the Northern Division in terms of their sexual offences compared with CAPA's database. See, they were matching up. But Northern Division was seeing the height. And on Tuesday or Monday, you said that there's a decrease in the entire country. But Northern Division itself was saying that there was a height. And what's the
the thing
those information with CAPA?
The figures that we have from Crime and Problem Analysis Unit, those are the figures. We also went to the senior superintendent who's in charge of that division to find out if there are any reports that have not reached CAPA, because sometimes there's not a law, but a kind of slowness in terms of information reaching that the Crime and Problem Analysis Unit so that it can be collated. He said, no, those figures that we have, the figures that we got from CAPA is up to date. So there's no lag in the information or anything like that. So the figures that we have are up to date.
But those officers are adamant there is an increase in our jurisdiction.
Well,
sexual offenses.
well, the thing about it, I keep saying that if those officers know there are some crimes that have not been reported, they need to let us know. Because what I'm saying is that the only way we can have statistics that are verifiable and accurate is if that information comes to the department that is responsible for collating that information. So if they themselves know that there's something missing, then they should provide that information so that we can be certain, as we are right now, that information is correct.
And one other thing, yesterday the mayor launched plans for downtown Port of Spain for the vendors and stuff. What plans, if any at all, are in the way from the police service to ensure safety and protecting the people while the vendors are there at South Carolina, with more people being in Port of Spain now for Christmas season?
Well, every year, the police have developed and implemented a Christmas crime prevention plan every year. Over the last couple of weeks, we've had different divisions actually officially launching their plans, and the Port of Spain division is no different. We had Western Division started something last week, and the week before that, I think Eastern Division in Curab, that area there, also launched their Christmas plans. Well, I think for the Spain, not everybody takes a approach where you want to really say, well, all right, we're starting this. We want to have the element of surprise for those persons who may be planning to have activities and planning to do things to upset the Christmas spirit and the Christmas feeling in the air. So we will want to not lose that element of surprise. And
but the mayor also said that he'll be seeking a conversation with Mr. Gibbs concerning Carnival next year and having glass bottles banned in the Port of Spain area. Now, there is no illegality in glass bottles. how would the police deal with this situation?
Well, the mayor may come with some suggestions. So we wait for that meeting to occur, and probably through collaboration, we can come up with something that could really work to ensure safety and security of all the persons.
Enforce such a ban?
Well, that's what I said. I'm not too certain, but we wait for the meeting to occur, and whatever collaboration and discussions that would be had between the parties would result in something positive for the masqueraders and all the spectators who expect to come. I mean, I think that's a great idea. I don't know how it can happen or what can be done, but I believe that it's something that the commissioner would absolutely be willing to work with the mayor of Port of Spain on. Because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is ensure the safety and security of the citizens and also all the spectators that come to participate in the greatest show on earth. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful evening. Hug your wife, your brother, your girlfriend. Tell your mother that you love her very much for giving birth to you. Feed your dog. And oil your cat, and really take care of yourself and your families. Bye-bye.